welcome back to my channel, Scary Stories. Today I have the story, My Name is Dylan. Dylan had everything. He had a family that loved him, a beautiful girlfriend, and outstanding grades in school. He was a good kid and well-known, liked by his teachers and classmates. There was one boy who hated Dylan, though. His name was Ike. No one knew why he loaded Dylan in such passion. Dylan had never wronged him in any way. Yet he seemed to believe his one goal was to make Dylan's life miserable. For the most part, Ike insisted hazing but a minor annoyance to Dylan. But one day, he went too far. It was after school, and Dylan was walking in the park with his girlfriend Emma. Just as they were about to cross the bridge over the creek, Ike and his friend Alex jumped out of the bushes. They were armed with wicked sharp city knives. "Haven't you figured it out yet, Dylan?" Ike sneered, banishing his knife miserably. "This town isn't big enough for two of us. It's either you or me." Alex grabbed Emma's arm and twisted them behind her back. She tried to scream, but he clamped his hand over her mouth. He turned to Ike and grinned. "This twink's all yours." "Oh no, Alex, it looks like our poor friend wasn't prepared." He turned to Dylan. "Didn't you bring a weapon, did you?" "I don't want to fight you," said Dylan. "Just leave us alone." Ike laughed. "I didn't ask if you wanted to fight me. That was already been decided. Besides, isn't this the perfect spot? No one will expect us here. And there yet you brought your girlfriend, so you can watch as I got you in front of her." Emma began to struggle against Alex. This was just made him twist his arm harder. She let out a whimper. "But since I play fair, and I was expecting to find you empty-handed," Ike continued, "I brought you a third knife." He pulled out a knife in his pocket and threw it to Dylan, who barely caught it by the handle. Dylan was getting desperate. He really didn't want to fight Ike. Meanwhile, Alex like he was trying to suffocate Emma, and her face was turning blue. "You better than this?" Dylan said. "No, I'm not, really," he replied. He lunged. Dylan stepped aside and spun around and exited the knife ripping through Ike's jacket and slid open his forearm. A drop of blood splattered on Dylan's face. There was something strange happened. As soon as Dylan tasted the tang of iron, things became to slow down. He began to hallucinate images of bones and human organs flashing before his eyes. It felt great. No, felt wonderful. Jim laughed in a way he had never laughed before. His vision came back into focus, and he ran at Ike with lightning speed. Ike was too slow to react. By the time he realized what was happening, Jim was on top of him. Ike dropped the knife, and it landed in the grass, out of reach. Dylan put his knife on Ike's chest and pressed the knife point against his throat. Alex let go of Emma and just stood there, staring in disbelief. "Please don't kill me," Ike said, "but I was just joking, man. I'm sorry." Dylan's face twisted into a horrible smile. "It's not an apology I want, Ike. It's your blood." Emma ran to her house and slammed the door behind her. She felt like she was going to vomit. Still, trying to impress what she had seen before, she sprinted the whole way home. "Emma," her mom appeared in the front hallway, looking concerned. "I thought you were in the park with Dylan. Is everything okay?" "No, everything's not okay," Emma said. There was fear and panic in her voice. "You need to call the cops right now." Emma's mom grabbed her by the shoulder. "Baby, calm down. Just tell me what happened." "We were just walking in the park. When we got off to the bridge, there were two guys jumped out with knives," Emma explained. "One of them grabbed me and put his hands over my mouth. The other guy drew a knife and Dylan challenged him to a fight. Then Dylan went all psycho and started crying. Oh God, Jesus Christ, it's awful what he did to them." Emma's mom hurried over to the phone and called 911. "911, what's your emergency?" said the voice on the other end. I'm not exactly sure. My daughter just came running home and freaked out, and she told me that there was the incident in the country park. She was with her boyfriend, then they attacked by the bridge by two men carrying knives, and something about her boyfriend doing something awful to them. She didn't say what exactly. Ma'am, we need you to send officers to the location immediately, and in the meantime, I would advise you to stay in your house for your own safety. We will have this under control soon." The line went dead. filling the air with a crackling static. Officer Jacob Clancy stepped out of his squad car and looked around. Tall, leafless trees loomed around him. He had never seen the country park at dusk before, and right now he thought it looked a little spooky. The woman who called said her daughter was in the bridge when it happened, and a voice from the passenger seat. It was Junior Officer Olivia Ido, who Clancy didn't respect in the slightest. He found her incredibly annoying in our way. Yeah, Clancy muttered. He wanted nothing more to get this through with and over, and go home for the night. When they got to the bridge, Clancy held up his hand. Stop! He knelt and examined a puddle of dark liquid on the ground. Blood suddenly was a loud thump behind them. Ido screamed, her eyes wild in terror. Clancy turned around. The corpse of a teenage boy had fallen from the tree. He couldn't have been older than 17. There was a massive gash in his left forearm. A large chunk of flesh was missing from his face, leaving his skull exposed, and he had also been stabbed multiple times in the neck. Clancy took a clip from his belt and loaded his gun. Stay close. I don't know who we're up against, but clearly they are not kidding around, he asked, saying that. It was getting dark, and he switched on his flashlight and turned towards the spot where Ido had been standing. She was gone. Olivia? No answer. Clancy spoke briefly into the police radio on his shoulder. This is Officer Clancy. Requesting backup now. I repeat, I need a blue motion across the flashlight beam. Clancy jumped and swung right to left, his fingers poised against the trigger of his gun. Show yourself, he cried out. His heartbeat boomed like a bass drum in his ears. Then the beam of light on the rotting tree trunk, a figure in the hooded sweatshirt stood facing the tree. In a back turn, it appears to be eating something. Clancy could hear chewing and sucking sound. Please, he shouted, the gun shaking and controlling his hand. The hooded figure turned his face to him, and his grinning face was covered in gore. Clancy emptied his gun into the creature, but the bullet ricocheted off his skin. It reached him in two long streaks and grabbed him by the neck with cold, clammy fingers. Clancy could see everyone in the blood-stained teeth. Good evening, officer, the creature said in a deep, gravelly voice. My name is Dylan. Authorities found the mutilated bodies of A.K. Alex, Jr., Officer Ido at the country park the next morning. Officer Clancy and Dylan had been reported missing, and the search is in progress. Wow, everybody, that is a really scary story. So I'll see you guys in my next video.